serious. Gotta holler if you really real enough. Other rappers is delirious. Yeah, it's really that serious. Better holler if you really feeling me. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna live in abundance. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna. I gotta keep it 100. We gotta stop all the stunting. You know we coming from nothing. Yo, you talking about money, you bluffing. We gotta do something different. We gotta change how we live in. We gotta do better for women. We gotta do better for children. We gotta listen to victims, whether Jewish or Muslim or Christian. It doesn't matter your religion. You gotta stand against the system, or else you just another villain. How you just sitting there chilling?
Hello, everyone out there in the airways, Spotify, and all the platforms, wherever you follow your podcasts on. Thank you so much for listening to Little Old Me, and thank you so much for all the growth. It's April 1st, so that means that this is actually the 1 year mark since I've started this podcast. This is the 73rd episode right here, but it will be the first episode of season 3, actually. And thank you all so much for the support and encouragement, and those that tolerate my political talks. Thank you all for that, and thank you so much for supporting me. I have another guest here, who is a photographer and also a businesswoman as well. Her name is Cris Santos. How are you doing today, Cris?
I am good, thank you. How about you? How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. Good. Just it's the end of the week. Finished my work, and so excited to just get back into podcasting. I haven't did this in a few weeks. Took some time off after I finished my last season, and so excited to get back, and so excited to meet new people. Thank you so much. I tried to get. I had a date with Cris to get back to come on the podcast earlier, and that was my fault, and we had to reschedule. I'm so glad that you were able to take the time to reschedule, and thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, for inviting me again. Oh, that was great. I'm glad you are back and it's running well, and it's a new season. It's it. That's
Yes,
wonderful, wonderful. Well done.
spring has sprung. I'm a spring baby. I turned 30 in 2 weeks.
Oh wow, I will turn 49 next week.
Oh wow. No,
Thank
I say oh wow because I thought you were like 30 something. I didn't
No,
think okay.
thank you. Yeah, and I've been doing quite now. Yeah, my life has been incredible, so I don't
That's
stop. And yeah, I keep coming with new things all the time. Doesn't matter. Just a number, really. Age is like it. I don't feel 49 anyway. I feel my 30s. Really,
that's
it's
absolutely dope.
matter. Yeah, that's good.
And where you from? Where do you hail from?
Originally, I am from Brazil, but I live in Australia. I have been living in
Wow.
Australia for 20 years. I left my country 22 years ago. I was in England before here, and
Hmm.
I traveled everywhere. I lived in Laos for a year. I traveled the world, and
Wow.
very grateful for the opportunity to be in different countries, different cultures. My background is actually linguist, so I have a master degree in linguistics. So to me, to be able to do that and understand and immerse myself in new cultures and learn new languages, it's a bless. Always, um, truly, truly grateful for all that I have done and yeah, and traveled and seen and lived.
So that is actually really incredible for someone that hasn't traveled as often. I mean, when we talk about traveling with me, the farthest I ever went was probably Florida.
Oh, it's lovely. I've been to America. It's amazing. I love it. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. You got the best. Oh, I love your national parks. Oh my
Oh
God,
yeah.
it's incredible. I love traveling, and America to me. And when I went to the national parks, is what got me. All of them that I have visited are just amazing, incredible, beautiful country. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you, thank you. And do you so what? So are you permanently in Australia, or are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
okay? So that's
yes.
your home.
Yeah, this is home. I've been living here for 20 years now,
Yeah,
so definitely home. I live on the Gold Coast in Queensland, and
right.
this is where I decided this is my base. Of course, I'll go
Hmm.
back traveling, but this I love here. It's yeah, this is where I decided to stay. Of course, I will go if an opportunity arises.
Yeah,
America is in my head for a reason because I am also a writer and because I wrote a few books and I would love to see my book
yeah,
in a screen. So
yeah.
when we trip, I would love to see in a being played on a big screen, and that's why yeah, I'd love to be able to turn into a movie. So see.
This is a so we're going to get into that part with the books. That's the thing. For when you guys see her bio that I post up on this episode, she does a lot. It was like literally a lot of things. I was like, Jesus, man, this woman is driven, man. So you're you're an author. You how many books do you have out right now?
Oh, I've got maybe five on my website, on my blog. That way you see
Hmm.
the address. But two are my main ones that I will focus, which is One Way Trip that has been released in 2015, and also Spies on Scooters, which is for young. It's full of adventures, and it's about saving the world. There's both of these books have got very strong messages in them.
So is it
Uh,
like a nonfiction
yeah, I
genre?
never thought I was gonna write, but because I've got twin boys now, they're
Hmm.
16. But I wrote Spies on Scooters when they were, I don't know, 8 or 9, and was mainly I try to everything I do I try to bring awareness to something.
Right.
So one trip is definitely when awareness on drugs, which I lost two people to drug
Oh
to
man,
yeah
I'm sorry.
yeah oh no that it's okay like it's life and what I would like
Right.
I wrote to heal and I wrote to help and
Right.
I wanted to put out that is a incredible story. And then Spies on Scooters, I wrote for my kids. The two spies, I got twins, so the two spies are also based on my two children. So, but it's about saving the world and oh, so much there's so much in there. A lot of adventures. It's incredible. It's fun. And it's also be great to have it on a big screen as well. But yeah, I'm starting to see how I am bringing this to how to make my project coming to life and how I see. Yeah, it is not. It's yeah. I'm just organizing, trying to contact some people and see how we can do this, and we'll
I would
see.
absolutely love to read one of your books. Definitely going to
I'll send
check
it.
them out. I apologize that I haven't actually read
Oh
any of them because that would have made
no,
it such a more better podcast to
oh
have.
no, good. Yeah, no, not a problem. We can do it again. I'll send it you a copy, and
Okay,
I'll send it both because they're both very good. I have got them. Yeah, it's really good.
awesome, awesome. So your photography, I saw a few of your pictures. Well, first of all, I have a question before we get to that. The first question I want to ask. So I'm still learning about how Australia is, and I just found out that in Australia, you can literally find a kangaroo in your backyard, and they're
Yeah,
big as shit.
they can be. I live on the big, like I live on 5 acres, so they
Uh
can be.
huh.
There is one big guy. He's
Are
big
they
and
brawling? Like,
muscly,
are they
very
brawling?
muscly.
Oh my
Yes,
god,
and
that's
I
scary.
don't get too close to
Right.
those. They're massive. There are the little ones, but
Hmm.
the big ones can be very big and
And if you
very.
see a little one, is the mom around? Is it like that or?
Oh no, because you got the kangaroo and then you got the wallaby, which is a smaller
Oh,
type,
wallabies.
and you got the joey, which is a baby.
Oh God.
But wallabies are smaller, and then the kangaroo are the massive ones, and then you get the joeys the baby ones. The joeys will be around the moms, and the moms can be huge. You don't
Oh
want to.
wow.
Yeah, the moms will be keeping. They are not scared of you. The big guy, when I get too close, he looks at me. He's not moving. I don't get too close. I always start going backwards. It's intimidating. It's scary. They can kick. So you have to be there.
Uh-huh.
Wildlife. You gotta be aware and be respectful, not to get too close. If they're not comfortable, why to do? So otherwise, you can get hurt, and it can be
Yeah.
really bad. We
Wow.
also have, you've got some amazing. The wildlife in Australia is incredible. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful country. Yeah, it's incredible.
I've heard that they're like populated like squirrels there. Like you could just see one all the
Oh,
time.
depends where you are. Look, if you live near the mountains, that I live near the national parks, they are more. You see more of them.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, we are growing. The cities are growing, and unfortunately, some will end up in the highway and jump in the highway and be killed. That happened
Oh
one day.
no.
Yeah, they they're everywhere, like you said. So if
Yeah.
there is green, highways are next to a lot of green areas, and they just jump and go on. And then, yeah, has happened in my eyes. It happens quite often, actually.
Oh man, that's interesting.
Yeah,
And
they
and
are.
majority of the Australians live in the coast, and then when you go, like basically everybody lives near the coast that is Australian, unless you are Aboriginal, where the indigenous people they live inland, right?
Um,
Is that how it's structured there?
a lot of Aboriginals in land, but there are
Uh huh.
a lot of people who are not Aboriginal who also live there, because Australia has got a lot of mines. The
Okay.
mine towns are a lot in the desert. I lived in a lot of little towns, a lot of desert. I actually, when I moved to Australia, um, I was told about the lifestyle, and my ex-husband ended up getting a job in a mine town, which was really small and was a desert,
Mm.
and was 42 degrees Celsius. And it's like,
Wow.
oh, it was. And then here I am hiding flowing meals, and I'm like, oh, it is a different lifestyle. I was thinking Australia for me was like Hawaii. I thought, oh,
Yeah.
beaches everywhere. I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
Then went up in the really red center, which is really the desert, and it's
Yeah.
really, really hot. It was, but it's look, it's very interesting. It's also very great to travel there and see it,
Yeah.
because it's really unique.
And it
It's like
humbles you.
really unique, and it's sometimes in some areas in the desert you feel like you're not in this planet. It's like a different planet, really. It's amazing, the different landscape.
That's absolutely dope. That's absolutely dope. And
Yeah,
so like with the mines, are they like mining for like coal or
for quite a few, we mine quite a few things, but I think the main one would be coal.
Mhm. And you said
But
it's like 42 degrees Celsius there. So what is that um in like American degrees? I'm sorry. We
I don't
Americans we don't
know
understand Celsius.
Fahrenheit, and I don't know Fahrenheit. I'll have to have a look. Sorry, because we don't know Fahrenheit. Sorry. Let me see. 42. Let me
Y'all
see.
can
I'll do
just
it.
look that up, guys. All right.
I'll
Y'all need to
Google
learn other things anyway. Like
42 degrees. Here you go. Would be 107
so that's 107 degrees.
in
Jesus
Fahrenheit. Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
Fahrenheit. Wow.
It,
That's hot. That's
it
hot.
is. It is
Oh
really, really
man.
hot. We go up to 45. We have had 45, 46. It has happened. It can be unbelievable. But there are
Is it
people,
humid?
pardon?
Is it humid?
Humid in the desert? No, but
No.
here where I live, yes. Where I live is humid, but we don't get to that sort of heat in here. I
Oh,
live
okay. I can
there.
handle it if it's not humid.
Yeah, no, it would probably be unbearable if it was humid with that sort of temperature.
Yeah.
Humid where I live here. I live near the national parks. It can, because I live right in the middle of the forest, really, so it can
Mhm.
get humid. But I don't mind the heat. If it's okay as long as it's 44, 45. You don't really want to walk too far, like I did when I moved today, and then I thought I was gonna die, and I cooled off. I didn't.
Jesus.
I thought it's not that far, and oh my god, it is. You feel it. It can be extreme. The heat's extreme.
Mm, mm. So for what's your photography? Well, how old were you when you left Brazil? Were you already an adult or were you a teenager?
Oh, I was 30. Oh, 20,
Oh,
28, I think was.
28. Okay.
Yeah, more
And
or
so
less.
you basically picked up photography in Brazil.
No,
No.
but no, when in Brazil, when I was little, I started doing a bit of modeling, and I was modeling and dancing for a long time, a bit of
Okay.
acting, and then when I wrote the book, when I released
Hmm.
the book, I wanted to do a video, and I started looking for someone to do, and it was too expensive, and I said I can do it myself. So I started taking pictures
Mm.
to put a video together, and I said, "Oh my god, I absolutely love this." And
Wow.
then, of course, the first pictures I took for the book, if you even there is even a it's on YouTube, but you can see it's not that great. But
Hmm.
then I start, of course, I think I have an eye for it, and then I start improving. The more you do, like everything else, the more you do, the better it gets. And I said I'll never do fashion, and suddenly all I did was a lot of fashion. I started learning all the fashion came, and I'm like, I'm loving it, and I'm loving doing the fashion. I was thinking about just landscape, but now I love doing fashion, and I use a lot of landscape for my fashion.
Nice.
Outdoor, I like the natural environment. I like taking pictures outdoor. Not so many, not a lot of studios and staged. More out there, natural light. That it really, I really love that, and the images do turn away like amazing. Yeah, that's how I actually started with pictures photography was because of the book. And then Instagram, I said, no, now there's Instagram. A lot of people are getting into photography. Yeah, so that's how it all started.
That's dope. So basically, you got into photography because you're like I'm gonna do it myself.
That's the thing. I am like this. I do a lot of the things I do it myself. Everything I
Hmm.
do is all me. So
Acting, modeling, like Jesus Christ. Like, do
yeah,
you
I
have
think,
breaks?
do I have what? Sorry?
Do you have breaks? Like,
Yeah, to be honest, I work 7 days. I work every day, and
uh,
I stop if I have something that I'm doing with my kids or whatever,
mhm.
or an event. Then I stop. Otherwise, I'll be working. I'm working.
Wow.
I need to work. I have got a lot that I want to that I have to. I
Mm.
can't not work. So, and I'm a single mom. I have twin boys. I'm a single mom. So
Wow,
I
you're a
need
single mom. Wow.
work. Yeah, and that is, and I love I it has to be my way because why I wanted to build business. I have children. I wanted to build and work around my children so I can stop and pick up, or I have them to look at. I have them to drop off. I have them to. So there is a lot. So it has to be something that's flexible and
Right.
having your
Right.
own business is one. I thought this is one my for me the only way, having my own business, doing my work my own hours, and you also have to have discipline, which I have. If you have
Mm.
discipline works, you gotta be disciplined to be able to do that.
Right. 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 So, who do you? I'm intrigued because I've always been told as somebody to do too much as well too, and I'm pretty sure people have told you you do too much. Who inspires you? Who is your inspiration? Like who? Like are you do you mentor young women? Um, so this is a two-part question actually. Who inspires you, and have you mentored any young women?
Who inspires me? Um, I think my children inspire me. They are my rock,
Mm.
and my word is them. Like they are the most important people in my life. Have I mentor young women? I have. I was a teacher for many years, so I mentored
Mhm.
many. But at this,
You're a teacher.
I was yes, I will. I
When do
have a
you have time?
master's. I stop. I don't teach anymore. So I wanted a career change, and then I was very
All right,
successful.
career change.
Yeah, and I was very successful as a teacher, and I wanted more. It's not creative enough. It was wonderful.
Uh
I
huh.
loved it. It was time to move on and do something else.
Okay.
Now I do work. I am mentoring at the moment. I have
Mhm.
got a business which is a wellness. Cris Santos styling in styling and wellness.
Mm.
And I am expanding a team in nutrition and wellness. And I do have a, a girl, a lady in my team. She is in her 20s, so she's young. And we, so I mentor her together with my business partner. And yeah, so we guide and mentor her. So she's a nutritionist. So
Oh
we
wow, that's
are
dope.
working with us, but we are mentoring her. That's the thing with my wellness business. I am open for anyone who wants to join my wellness team. We are expanding, and I will mentor one on one. And also, we have a big community behind the business. So you will be taught and showed everything how to do step by step all the way until you succeed.
Oh
And
wow,
anyone
that's dope.
around the world can join us. If you're interested, just contact me. Anyone interested can contact me. And doesn't matter where you are, or Zoom now, video is a great tool. We'll mentor and we'll guide you all the way until you
Wow,
succeed.
wow. So with wellness, so is this like uh, so basically you give them like nutrition advice, or is it like also
Nutrition,
exercising and yeah?
yes, there is nutrition, there is fitness, there is mindset. We do work with 20% fitness, 80% nutrition, and 100% mindset.
Wow.
It's how we work. Without the mindset is everything.
Yeah.
And then, of course, nutrition is so important for health. And
Yeah.
fitness comes, of course, always telling people you do need to exercise, even if it's just a walk. It's important for your body, for your mind, for your health.
Mhm.
That's a message. And we want to change lives. We want to change lives around the world with the wellness. um, 10,000 people in the next 6 months, for example. That's the goal. So I do need people to join us, and so I cannot do by myself. And I would love to. The more people to join, the more you can do for more people.
That's absolutely dope. So let's talk about let's can we break down the three aspects?
Yeah, of
First
course.
with mindset. How does that work with mindset? What do you guys do?
With mindset, we got you have to really train. You have to really understand and be aware of it. So you can't achieve anything if you don't put your mind set to do it. And
Hmm.
we do have, once you are with our team, you will have a lot of few workshops, and they are free, and you will it's live. Yeah, we have a program where you're gonna learn mindset, you're gonna learn business development, personal development. All of that is done online, and it's for you all. So it's about half an hour to 1 hour, sometimes half an hour, sometimes 1 hour, and it's easy to learn and understand. It is all about wellness, about encouraging others, about even yourself. Everything starts with yourself, and a lot of people want to change, become a healthier person, and then they fall in love, and then they want to help, and then they want to join. And it could be from a client to turn into a team member, could be straight away having a team member. But that's how we work. Yeah.
That's dope. And the classes are they? Do you? Is there like a what's the pay? Is there a pay range? How do they access the classes?
Oh no, the classes are free.
Oh
Once
wow,
you
the
join
classes are
our
free. Nice.
team, yeah, once you join our team, you will have
Mhm.
free. You learn how to do business. You're gonna learn all about how to develop this business. These workshops are free. They are not charged. Join our team, you get it, and you will learn with us, and you that you succeed. And then once you succeed, we won't let you. You are committed for your success.
Mm.
So you can't be by yourself. One thing we find that once you are trying to start a business or get into business, doing by yourself is a way harder than having a community who is already set and who is already been in the business for a long time. Uh, it's easier, and if you go and do on your own, you'll be, a way harder and more likely that a lot of people might fail because they don't know what to do or how to do. That's where we are there. We are there to help. and explain and guide on how to do step by step.
And you have over 55,000 followers on Instagram, so you're definitely buzzing.
Yeah, I worked really hard on my Instagram at the beginning because I really wanted to work.
Right.
Yeah, I really wanted to make this. Instagram is really important for business.
Yeah,
I do, and you
I
ended up
agree.
start as a business, but you ended up making friends, real friends, and you ended up. It's a great network. You ended up making people like-minded, uh, artists, photographers, wellness people, fashion people. So everything I love is in there. All the people who love what I love are in there. So ended up connecting with them and creating real friendship. And I do know my followers, and I try to answer and comment on every comment. I try to reply, but I'm a bit slow at the moment just because there's a lot happening and I'm
Oh
very busy.
yeah.
But I
Oh
do.
yeah.
I still it's low, but I do comment every single one. And yeah, these people important, very important to me. They are not just like-minded people, but they are very supportive, very they keep me going as well. They actually encouraged me at the beginning. I didn't even realize. I thought I would just put pictures there, but then real connection happened, and they were so important to me because I was going through a very difficult time when I first started Instagram, and that was my happy place. Really, I was highly depressed at that time. I was going through a lot, and um, they that was a time of my day that I said I'm gonna go do Instagram. But it was a happy space to doing what I love and having people recognizing, acknowledging, and supporting and encouraging. And that was yeah, it was really it really helped me through a difficult time, believe me or not. And I am grateful for my friends and my followers. I don't call them followers. I call them Instagram family. I call them my family because they are that important. They are that important. So yes,
That's absolutely awesome. I always hear the opposite version of like how toxic social media is, and yes, there is that is actually true and stuff like that. But to hear that somebody that was dealing with depression was able to like find support and find good connections with people from around the world on Instagram that actually helped. That's a good story. Those are stories that you don't hear as much today. You hear all the
yeah,
negativity about what social media could be, which is true. There are some negativity aspects, but there's also some good positive aspects as well too. Like that's something I agree with as well too. Like, of course, you're going to argue with somebody, and somebody that's following you or your friend on Facebook or whatever, they only want to reply when they want to disagree. But there's also a lot of great positive connections that you can build by using the platform as well
yeah.
too.
Yeah, look, when I was disconnected from people and I was disconnected from the world when I first started Instagram, I was isolated and I got back to interact with people because of Instagram. And I had actually given up. I said, I can't do it. I am a little bit, I don't know. I maybe because I was surrounded by the wrong people and I was surrounded by, and then you feel like I am completely a fish out of the water. I'm not part of this and I couldn't be. And then suddenly I start meeting people like me. Look, that is the ugly side of Instagram, but you need to know how to do. I wrote a book in my blog. There is a book called How to Grow Instagram. There is a lot in that and covering a lot of aspects. And what I do, the good thing about social media is blocking. If there are if there are people coming and they are not nice, there is no space for bullying in my Instagram. There is no space in my social media. I will block them. I won't think twice. And I don't reply to bad comments, or this can be really dangerous, really damaging, can cause suicide. I always talk about the dangers of, because I was depressed practically my whole life. I had depression, and I know how dark and how hard it is, and this can bring people to depression. Comments, gossips, things like that can actually can cause people to lose their lives because they don't know how to do. I do advise people, if any um any toxic comment or any toxic person in there, just block and don't even engage. Just leave it. And guess what? Delete that comment, block the person, and you're never going to hear from them. And don't even engage on that, because it can become, that can take you to a very dark place. I know people who have died because of people. I know people who know, like, who came to me and said, "Oh, this happened and this happened." And I am always talking about depression. I always talk about, be aware, don't allow. In my social media, there's no space. They don't even come anymore. Like, I had one look at all these years, 4 or 5 years that I've been doing Instagram. I probably have blocked 5, 6 people. They don't even come back anymore. There is no space there for them. I don't engage with them. I don't leave messages that are bad in my feed. I don't. My followers, my friends are, they are amazing. They are the most amazing people I have met, and there's no space for toxic people. And it won't. And I wanna. It will bring you. To be honest, it's easy to say, "Oh, don't listen." It's not easy to not listen. It really affects you as a person. You are a human being, and you will get affected. And that's why it's important not to get involved, if possible, not to get involved, not to engage in that, because you can get really go in a very dark place.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I totally agree with you. This is something that, I mean, like, for years, that it's hard to navigate, and just as you said, a lot of people have became suicidal or committed suicide because of these reasons. I mean, you can even think about the high level of, like, wrestlers who have done this, porn stars who have done this. It goes all down the line of so many different professions of people that get a high volume of attention, and it's not even what they ask for. With some people that literally just post a video or something on Vine or something. Well, Vine doesn't exist anymore. I sound old. TikTok or whatever, and then it's like you get this negative reaction if you read it and all this stuff. It could mess with you. It definitely can. And the block
Absolutely.
button is therapy. I always say that the block button is therapy. I don't get mad anymore when people unfriend me, and I find out they unfriend me. I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Whatever.
I can't, yeah, like I like, really. I'm just, am I going to really message you and be like, hey, why did you unfriend me? And so I used to do that, and I'm just like, oh, why am I wasting my time? Just like, nah. And and,
Yeah,
and
don't
I have
worry.
Nikki, my girlfriend, to vent to if I have problems and stuff like that. So I'm just like, whatever.
And it's important that you keep following and keep the friends who really want to follow you, because you only have a certain amount of people you can follow. So
Right.
they become really, it's not a huge amount. So you have to make sure your connections are good and following the right people and people. Otherwise you won't be able to follow everyone, but they really they're good connections. They're really important people there. They support and a good network. Absolutely. And yeah,
Yeah, that's so important. It's so important, and and you definitely, look, just don't give them energy, please. And it's hard. It's so hard not to give somebody energy. It's
yeah,
so
it's
hard.
impossible. You do get energy from people. Even I am highly sensitive. I feel people. I
Yeah,
can tell. I feel. Just by getting close to me. There is no way. It doesn't even need to say anything. You can feel it, and energy is there, and not even possible not to get the energy. You get energy, and when it's verbalized, as it becomes, be very. I always say, be very careful about what you say, how you say, what you say. People, they know, even though you don't tell them. Gossip is very dangerous, very very bad, and so
yeah,
toxic, and so it can really bring people down to very very bad space. And don't do it, like, just kindness is easy. It's so easy to be kind, so easy to spread. But at the same time, I, like I say, block and move away from the wrong people, from the toxic people. Don't stay around because you are going to get affected.
Yeah, yeah. How do you feel about, since we're on the topic of social media? How do you feel about the term cancel culture, and how social media is a private companies clearly, and how they are approaching the issue on basically just we have this idea of freedom of speech here in America, but with private companies, they don't have to worry about that freedom of speech aspect. So, do you think that there is a cancel culture, or are they right for banning people's platforms, or should they keep it open source and let people just decide on what they want to see? If they don't like something, then they could block it themselves, something like that.
Um, it's complex because when comes, I think there are kids and what kids. I think we have to think more, probably more about the younger people, what they, what is being put in front of them and um, sold to them, or exposing these kids to. Um, Maybe I think it's important in that sense. It should be monitored and controlled because kids are more vulnerable.
Mm,
Then we know how to do. It's like I have spoken about this before. My main concern are kids because kids don't know sometimes how to do things and how to block, and they get involved, and they need to sort things, and they need to understand why this is happening. This can be, very, very dangerous in that sense when it comes to kids. And how do you do that? How do you just monitor for kids?
mm. Sounds like
There
a
is,
tough job.
it
In
is
this,
hard. It is hard, but I think it's necessary. I would
uh-huh.
like to see more for that because you can see who is Instagram is just by the date of the birthday, right? You can see it's a kid, and so that should be um, controlled. What it's seeing, what's being delivered to that
Mm,
social media account, just by
mm,
because it's this young person is. But apart from that, um, even adults, we talk about say about kids, adults get into that too, and it's hard for adults to depends. But I have just made myself this. I don't like it, I delete and I block, but it's not always easy for everyone, and some people get involved, and that's when it's a bit dangerous.
mm. Do you
So
think it's a problem when the companies decide on who gets to speak and who doesn't?
it depends on the context, what is being spoken.
Okay.
Depends. If it is a hate speech, then
Yeah. Hate
it is.
speech. Yeah.
If it's saying let's kill, let's use drugs, let's then yeah, delete that. We don't need that. Then I think there's no freedom. That is dangerous material being delivered, and to who. Depends who is seeing as well. It can be dangerous.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
depends.
It's a.
Well, mild, then no, then let
Yeah.
us decide. But if it's not mild, and if it is that dangerous, then it has to be taken down. It's a responsibility. I think
Hmm.
it can be fatal. It can be, you know,
So
yeah.
you're saying like basically on circumstances like when you're breaking the fucking law, or when you're talking about um when you're talking about like, oh, this place, these type of people are wrong, or something like hate speech or stuff like that. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
but yeah,
not good.
no, it's not good at all. I agree with that. That's the
Yeah,
standard. That's something
yeah.
that we would not disagree with. You know what I mean? I think the question that I propose is just based off of like how now they're basically just removing platforms that have messages of an alternative point of view that they don't agree with. And
Oh no, that's yeah.
yeah,
But at the same time, you cannot control everything. To be honest, my children came to me. My son came to me and said, "I just saw someone. killing himself on Instagram.
Oh my God. Yeah. See.
And I never saw that, but he said he saw. We saw that was on Instagram. I don't know. I'm like, but how can you control that? You can't control that. It was live,
Yeah.
done.
That's wild. Yeah.
It's
How
just
do you
like
find that so fast? You can't like even for the company. Can they,
I don't even
how
know
quick can they take it
how
down?
is the 16. Who is that person? Why did that story pop up? I don't even
Right.
know. And that was it. And that's horrifying. That is scary. But
Yeah. Yeah.
you cannot control. It's something they didn't know was gonna happen. Nobody knew it was gonna happen. It was done.
Exactly. I agree. And there's so much darkness that they talk about how they hire people to like try to like monitor all that and like the workers that deal with that it is totally a like they get depressed, they become alcoholics, they try to find things to just cope with their job being I have to make sure no one's seeing somebody get blown away with a gun and all this stuff. That's dark. We just went down to a deep rabbit hole. Let's go back to something happy.
But it's so important as well
It
to
is.
talk, make sure we how we control and make sure it's safe and how we deal with how we go by trying to as much as we can to make it a better space.
Right.
I want to see a safe web,
Yeah.
100% safe web.
I really do feel that in order for that to happen, it has to be
Ooh,
out of the hands of private companies. It has to actually be regulated and controlled by the government. But I don't even know how that looks because my government is trash. So
it could be really hard,
it
but
could
I
be
think
worse.
our hands ourselves to block as much as you can out of the
Yes.
traffic. Like I don't have
Yes.
I don't have a lot. Thank God I don't have any. Really, I don't
Hmm.
have any. Who is so? If you do that, they will feel like, oh, there's no one wants to hear me. No one wanted to hear that. I have no space, so I might be good then. Let me change to something. Let's do good, and then you have space. That
Yes.
is, I wanted to say that it's just changing people's mentality as well. By doing that, you they're gonna be like, oh, it's no fun. I'm by myself. Nobody wants to hear. Nobody's engaging with the bad stuff that I'm doing. So let's put the good stuff. I'll change. I don't know. I believe people change and they can change for better, and
Yeah.
hopefully it will happen.
And that's so important to say that because we don't have that type of society right now. You know, the I messed up society. I'm trying to I acknowledge who I am and I want to do better. It's just all of a sudden I saw you post this 10 years ago and you're canceled now. And it's like what?
Yeah.
Like what are they posting now? They're not posting the same thing that they post 10 years ago. They're totally different now. And if they're not totally different, then I'm like, all right, I get it. Yeah, they're a jerk. But still though, like once you silent voices, the reaction comes out so much more dangerous because they'll get involved with somebody else with silence. Like, oh, you were silenced? Maybe we should do this. And then, we got something like January 6th that happened in America. Like that, I'm pretty sure, like they were like, oh, they took Donald Trump off of Facebook and all this stuff. And then now they're doing it even more harsher with other people in their views. It just snowballs. It's like a huge ripple effect. We just gotta talk to each other more. And
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
and then if you don't like somebody on them social media, just ban them from you. Just block them from you. You don't have to see it anymore. I don't even have the answers anymore. It's just so much chaos. So much
That's right.
chaos.
It is. Yeah, they gotta know how to get by and how to deal with it.
Right.
It's
Do
really
your
important.
kids have phones? How old are your kids?
They are 16, almost. They're
Oh,
16. They
oh, so
have
they
phones.
definitely got phones. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually like phones. I don't have that problem with phone. I think it's important for safety. It's important
Mhm.
because they are doing things, and I can just call them and know what's happening, and if they need something, it's really important. I really like phones. I'm not against it.
Mhm.
Um, but it's also education. Teach your kids so they know what they should be watching. They know how to block. They know what they shouldn't be watching, and
Right.
they make sure they have a safe web. They
Right.
do. So it's good.
And you fully, that's what I'm saying. You just give them trust at this point when they're
Yeah.
teenagers. That's the
Yeah, no, they're
rebellious
very,
phase.
it's all about guidance. I feel that they are the reason they are good. I can trust them 100% is that if you guide, they will be. It's a matter of guiding your kids well. Like they're not in the streets 11 midnight. They're pretty good with it. All the good friends, a good circle of friends. Friendship, especially young age, is so important to have the right people. Again, it's important in any age, but kids do things to follow, and I need to make sure their friends are the right friends. I lost people to drugs because I've seen a person with the wrong crowd and the devastation that can happen. So it's important to be the right friends to pick up, to know how to choose your friend right and choose the people around you. Choose it right because it's important to
Wow.
have a good circle of people around you, the right circle of people around you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, thank you so much for coming on. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I would love to definitely have you back on in the future.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Right. And guys, definitely check out that link that she has here in the description. She also has a clothing line. We didn't even get into that. And I looked at those clothes on that clothing line. I was like, wow, this is nice.
Yeah,
This is nice. I wish I had boobs
that's
for that top I saw earlier.
well, Luna Blue Girl has got men's fashion. Luna Blue
Oh,
Girl
yeah?
has got men's fashion. So have a look at that one. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
It's a
I'll check it
collection.
out. That's really
Okay.
dope. Like, thank you so much for
Thank
coming on. You do so much, and you're a single mom. Like, I don't even know how, but like, thank you. You know,
thank you for having me. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
thank you. And for everyone that's listening, I hope you have a really good day. And thank you so much for listening to me, little old me.
Collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family. Volume in unity. Divine light shining individually. Collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family.
One love, one growth, as above, so below. Feel the pain in my soul, the red pill dissolved. Organized, no matter the cost. Politicians starts wars, they don't fight, they sit in the pause. And nothing lasts forever as long as we stay together. Give hell to the masses, watch the unity rapture. This is for the kids and the culture. It's one love, one growth, one life.